Hi everybody, today we're going to be talking about technology in World War I and a little bit more about the causes. If you think about a time you got into an argument with a friend or family member, most of the time there's one cause or one event that makes the argument happen, but if you think back, there are lots of contributing factors to the argument actually happening. And this is really similar to the causes of World War I. So this week we discuss the longer-term causes of World War I: militarism, alliances, imperialism, nationalism, and the decline of the Ottoman Empire. We also took a look at the straw that broke the camel's back, or the immediate cause, the assassination of the Archduke Ferdinand. We've said this, and you guys are exploring this in class, but something that is a big element of World War I is trench warfare. Heavy fighting took place along the Western Front, which was a 600-mile stretch from the English Channel to Switzerland. The Germans had hoped for an early victory there, but French and British troops stopped them. For 4 years, neither side could make any significant gain. Trench warfare began, called this because the troops dug trenches along the front, and very little ground was gained by either side in this type of warfare, but many soldiers were killed as a result. World War I was the first war to make a full use of the modern technology and machinery available to them. Technology changed the methods of warfare greatly. So we have the automatic machine gun, which is a mounted gun that fires a rapid, continuous stream of bullets. And you can see in the picture here that there's just like a big line of bullets going down, so they can kill many people in a shorter period of time than it would take in the past. So these few men could shoot down many soldiers. We also have the tank, which is an armored vehicle that travels on a track and can cross many kinds of land. It protected advancing troops as they broke through enemy defenses, but early tanks were slow and clumsy. We'll take a look at how tanks have changed over time, including what they can do and how quickly they move. Then we have the submarine, which we'll look at in more depth in class, but a submarine is an underwater ship that can launch torpedoes or guided underwater bombs. This was used by Germany to destroy Allied ships, and submarine attacks were what brought the United States into the war. Airplanes. So they were not the type of airplane that you think of if you were traveling today. They were only 1 or 2 seat propeller planes, which were generally equipped with machine guns or bombs. At first, airplanes were mainly used for observation, but as time went on, flying aces were engaged in air combat. And a group in each period is taking a look at poison gas, or the gas mask. And Great Britain, France, Germany, and other nations competed for colonies and economic power. France and Germany competed especially for colonial gains in Africa. Great Britain and Germany competed industrially. Germany had industrialized rapidly, and the British felt threatened by this. And because of this, Germany, Great Britain, and France began to form close ties with one another. Just to review here, we have a chain reaction that happens. So Austria-Hungary blamed Serbia for the murders of the Archduke and his wife, and they made harsh demands in Serbia. Serbia refused to comply with any of these demands, and Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia on July 28th. Russia, a Slavic nation and a friend of Serbia, mobilized its forces in preparation for war. Germany, an ally of Austria-Hungary, declared war on Russia. Germany declared war on France, which was also an ally of Russia. Germany then invaded Belgium on August 3rd, 1914, so that German forces could enter France more easily. And then we have Great Britain declaring war on Germany. So something we should be thinking about is who was at fault, who's to blame for World War I. So Germany felt that it must stand behind its ally, Austria-Hungary, and that's what we saw in the previous chain reaction. We have Russia, who supported the Slavic people and feared Austria-Hungary wanted to rule the Slavic people, so this is why they really became involved. France backed Russia, felt it might someday need Russian support against Germany. Great Britain felt a duty to protect Belgium and feared the power of Germany, which was just across the English Channel. Austria-Hungary blamed Serbia for terrorism, and they wanted to crush Serbian nationalism. Based on what you know about World War I and the graphic organizer that I just reviewed, what country had the greatest responsibility in the start of World War I? Support your claim. Something else I just wanted to discuss was the alliances in World War I. The two opposing sides in World War I were the Central Powers and the Allied Powers. We've talked about this in class briefly, but the Central Powers were Germany, Austria-Hungary, and the Ottoman Empire. They were later joined by Bulgaria. And on the other side were the Allied Powers, Great Britain, France, and Russia. Italy at first remained neutral, but it eventually joined the Allies. Other nations, including the United States, joined the Allies later on. There were three major fronts in Europe where fighting occurred. The Western Front extended across Belgium and northeastern France to the border of Switzerland. The Eastern Front ran from the Baltic Sea to the Black Sea. The Southern Front ran between Italy and Austria-Hungary. Fighting also took place in Africa and the Middle East. This will be our last activity for today. I just would like you to take a moment to write in your notes what you think the outcome of World War I is. How does it end? Is there a winner? Is there a loser? What are the consequences? So take a minute, jot that down in your notes, and we'll review it in class on Monday.